The Mullett Magic is back, and so is Petey's mullet.
Let's go.
LFG.
Leah, this is the first time. Is this the first time I've heard the wind music or second?
No, it's the second.
Okay, it felt like the first.
It's been a while since you were here.
It's been a minute since I've been here.
Yeah.
And then can we talk about that first? Just really quick.
Okay.
Jason Demers sits in 3 shows in a week. 3 shows in a week. Then what happens?
Gets a job.
Working for a team. So thanks, Jason Demers, for sitting in.
The San Jose Sharks were watching his tape for sure.
Yep, beat it, Pigeon. And he's done. He's done, JD. And I promised Javier, we saw Javier at the game today, and he said, "Where is your mullet?"
So we promised he'd wear it on the postgame show.
So I will
if
wear
they
it.
won, which they did.
I will start with it. Every Mullett Magic win.
Great.
And it's back.
It's back. So thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Emma behind the Mac.
Emma behind the Mac. It's kind of rotating.
It's rotating. It's musical chairs back there. Craig will be calling in from Mullet shortly. We'll get him for longer than 5 minutes because he doesn't have a bus to catch. In fact, Craig's going to be at Mullet for many more hours because he's staying around for the ASU game.
Gives until 7.
Just gave himself a 14-hour day for no reason. But Petey, first of all, glad to have you back. Second of all,
it's really good to be back.
Coyotes win 2-1 home opener.
And I tell you what, it wasn't necessarily pretty at times.
I would call it spicy.
It was very spicy. It's a spicy. These two teams
do
clearly
not like
each other. Familiarity breeds contempt, and they've played each other a lot. They had 3 preseason games against each other. They had some bad blood boiling over from 2 years ago, last year, and it continued this year. This game was, as you say, spicy.
Well, Petey, here's a few nuggets.
There's Caleb. Caleb's already tuned in.
Oh, Caleb.
Instead of wearing his
Caleb
mullet
on
hat,
the Jumbotron.
Caleb wore a mullet beard.
Yeah, I appreciated the creativity. Here's a few little nuggets. How about this? The Coyotes have not won their home opener since 2016, 2017.
Is that a true thing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
look at you with your nuggets. That was really good. That's a Leah nugget.
I'm ready.
Like
and obviously the Coyotes are trying to match or exceed the Mullett Magic of last year. They were 21-15-5 last season at home, which was a stark contrast to their road record, which was quite horrendous last season. Already off to a better start on the road, coming back 2-2 from this first road trip. Coming back to Mullet, getting that win, and I would say for the most part, Petey, they look good. So let's go over the numbers and then we can get into it a little bit deeper. Coyotes shots 28-33, and the power play. What?
Nothing. We'll get to it.
We'll get to that. So Anaheim outshot the Coyotes 33-28. Anaheim 1 for 3 on the power play. Coyotes 1 for 5. Hits. We wanted to highlight the hits in this one because this was a really, really physical game. Anaheim had 32 hits. The Coyotes had 22. And then as far as shot attempts, Anaheim had 65. Arizona had 61. Petey, where do you want to start?
Well, I think this has to start with the hits. I think that really set the tempo of this game, is how physical this game become. And I think you've got to highlight some players. And Matt Dumba is one that man, when he's on the ice, you better keep your head up.
Oh my God.
Buddy. So Leah,
he's
the word
always
spicy
stirring up stuff.
Came up a lot when it came to Dumba. Dumba is a physical player, and one thing that makes him even more effective is his ability to skate. So you've got that kind of physical presence, and you can get up and down the ice. I tell you what, he's going to be a fun player to watch. But this whole team has that little bit of an edge to it.
Yeah.
Like O'Brien gets in a fight. McBain can if he needs to.
I saw McBain trying to get guys going on the other team. He was yelling at guys. You really saw it from everyone. Jason Zucker laid someone out.
Oh my God. It was like the player was looking like for a fair catch. Puck went up in the air, and the defenseman for Anaheim was trying to grab the puck, and Zucker just ran through him. Unfortunately, on that same play, as some players started pushing and shoving on Zucker, he did not return to the game after that incident. So we don't really know what's going on with him, but he did not return.
Yeah, he left the game with a lower body injury, and then unfortunately Michael Carcone took a I guess it was a shoulder-to-shoulder hit according to the refs, which I guess you can make the argument. Either way, his head got hit. He was down on the ice. He left the game with an upper body injury and did not return. So we'll ask Craig if there's any further updates. We'll probably know more in the coming days, but hopefully it's nothing long-term for those guys. But Jason, I just want to go back to Zucker for a second because he laid someone out. You know, he obviously took a penalty for it, but we've seen not just tonight, but in the past few games, like, he's not afraid to be physical and try and get the guys going. I see him throwing hits. I see him yelling at guys on the ice, trying to get them going, like showing them their spots, especially the young guys on his line, Logan Cooley, obviously. And then he scores goals. I mean, he scored a goal tonight, the first goal at Mullet this season. He scored a goal earlier this week. So now he has 2 goals this season. Again, hopefully his injury isn't long term, but I just have to say, like, I really like what I've seen from Jason Zucker.
And the most important thing carried over from him from Pittsburgh, he was a piece. Then you look at Pittsburgh and what they're trying to do with their Brian Carlson. He's a guy that really helped drive their bottom 6 there. And I knew he would be missed there. What he brought to them, he's now bringing here, that he can skate. We talked about his ability to get up and down the ice. His skating allows him to be physical, but the biggest thing that Jason Zucker brings to this team is his leadership and his experience. And thank goodness Cooley has him, because when you want to pair a young player with some veteran presence, I think Jason Zucker is exactly what we're looking for. Now he's getting on the score sheet, which is great. He's trying to build confidence within himself because he wants to have a good year. I think that was an unbelievably great decision by Bill Armstrong to add him to this group. So a great game by Zucker. We hope he's not out for long. I am a little more concerned about Karkoni.
Yeah.
When he took that shoulder hit from Radko Gudas, there was some contact with his head. Like the two heads kind of almost like headbutted each other, and you could see he was in some discomfort. So there's a concern with Karkoni. When anything you're dealing with a head, and they call it upper body, so we'll see as days go on. But that concerns me. By the way, Kenny said, "Where's Dumba from?" Dumba played in Minnesota. Unfortunately, not. So I appreciate that effort trying to get Minnesota into the conversation, Kenny.
Also, Jason Zucker, his goal was a power play goal. That second unit, and we'll give flowers to the first unit too because they had some good looks. But the second unit, just the last 2 games, has had some unbelievable chances. The first unit, it's funny because the first unit was like 100% in the zone the whole time, didn't score. Then the second unit comes, scores. But they've looked really good this week. So great to see, the love being spread around on the power play.
But it's good, isn't it, that you can have either one of those units can go out there and you have confidence that, gosh, they might actually score.
Yeah, they have a chance.
And there's some teams that you look at, Edmonton. Well, I'll take Edmonton for an example. Their number 1 power play is their number 1 power play. And then their second group's,
yeah.
Oh, meh.
You can't really match McDavid, Draisaitl.
Exactly. Yeah, he's Hyman in that group. In this group, either one is dangerous. But there are some people, they need to get going, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about them a little later. We'll keep on the positive.
Yes, positive, very positive. It's a huge win. And the Mullett Magic, it's funny you talk about it. It was electric today.
All the mullets around the arena looked great. Like, I think I saw 3 Ducks fans. Like, it was all Coyotes fans. Everyone was wearing jerseys. Everyone was wearing shirts. Like, there was just such good energy. It kind of felt like, that first day back to school where everyone's super excited to see each other. It was just a really great vibe in there. I was really happy that we got to go. And one thing you brought up, though, the jerseys thing, we've been around this team for a very long time. And you used to go to this team, in the early 2000s. And you'd always see the Detroit Red Wings jerseys more than the Coyotes jerseys, and the Chicago Blackhawks more than the Coyotes jerseys. And you're right, I didn't see the Duck presence. I saw a couple,
but not it used to be where half you play a Canadian team and you felt like you were playing on the road. Like it was really impressive.
Well, and everyone we talked to, like even the security attendants, they're like, "I'm excited about this team." Like there's a buzz around this team that we just haven't felt in the last few years. That's really
How
exciting.
about Javier? Yeah. Javier buzzing around in his new shoes.
Yeah.
He had the suit on, but he had the shoe game going, and
his wife's shoe game on point.
Yeah.
On point.
Javier, she might have topped him today.
Yeah.
She had she had the what do you call it? The Wizard of Oz.
The Dorothy.
Yeah, the Dorothy.
The ruby red.
They were really, that was fire.
Awesome.
But again, when I talked to him, it was more about what the community brought. And I'm not kidding. When we were on the streets, and we'll talk more about what we did today, but you could see Coyotes jerseys on the streets of Tempe today. And you're like, oh my God, there's a game today, and people care.
Yeah,
people actually care that there's a game, and that's so unusual. And it's I'm telling you, get on now. Because as we've seen, when the wagons get full, they get full.
Get on the streetcar.
The streetcar. This is a streetcar. No, we're not quite a wagon. We've seen a wagon. Where's that Christopher Canfield there?
We saw
and Tommy, happy birthday, Tommy.
Yes, happy birthday, Tommy. Jay Bean said it was so nice to meet you, Petey. And there was...
Oh, yeah, Jay Bean. Jay Bean today.
And who said it? Someone said it that... Blatantly Asinine said, Keller got that desert dog in him. You're absolutely right, Blatantly Asinine. He did. And that is why Clayton Keller has that desert dog in him, and he is our player of the game with 1 goal today and 6 shots on goal.
Wow,
unbelievable. His goal was an absolute snipe. There is simply no other way to describe his goal. Just absolutely incredible shot. Technically not a power play. They did have a man advantage because it was a delayed penalty for Anaheim. So Vejmelka went to the bench and they had an extra attacker. But just from that spot at the top of the circle where he scores on the power play, that's where he scored this beautiful, beautiful goal from Schmaltz, of course, and Durzi, which you want to see. So Schmaltz and Keller remain on a fire.
Heater. They both have 6 points in 5 games. Keller and Schmaltz.
Crazy.
Heater.
Awesome.
And the one thing on that goal, and Keller gets it, it's a pass. Like Leah said, they had pulled the goalie for the extra attacker, so they had 6 attackers, so it looked like a power play, and the pass from Schmaltz through the seam. But what I thought about Keller that made that goal for me, if you get a chance to see the highlight, is his patience. So once the puck gets on his stick, oftentimes you're going to see the shooters taking the one-timer, that quick hurry-up shot, trying to get to the net. He waited. He had patience, and he waited till the Anaheim defenders actually screened their own goaltender, and he picked his spot, top left corner. Unbelievable shot. He is getting that goal scorer touch, that patience, that confidence. He's just got that. When he's got the puck, you feel he's thinking, okay, something's going to happen. He believes in himself more now because he's put up these kind of numbers. And I think that confidence is going to help push him along this season. I'm not doubting him at all right now. Oh, my God, already?
I know. I'm not even used to this new timeline.
And the Howell is right. Elite goaltending tandem.
Yeah, Vejmelka. I know. Vejmelka was great. I mean, the Ducks had 33 shots on goal. That was a really great performance by Vejmelka. He stood on his head, and it was funny. When they won the game, they the camera went on Vejmelka, and he had his hands in the air and yelled. You don't always see that from goaltenders, especially Vejmelka. He's usually a pretty even kill. So it was a cool reaction from him, and just this tandem of Ingram and Vejmelka has just been so solid and so consistent. And we're so lucky to have that. And after the Islanders game, we said we have the goaltending. Now the offense just needs to click, and we saw it click in St. Louis. And even though this was only a 2-1 game, I felt like things offensively were clicking for the most part. Yeah,
there's some things, and we'll talk about it once Craig joins us, because there's some things on the offensive side of the puck I'd like to talk about a little bit more. But you're right. The goaltending right now for this team looks as solid as any 1-2 tandem in the Western Conference right now. And I'm not saying they have the best goaltending. I'm saying their tandem is solid, and you need to go at least 2 deep in your goaltending to do well. I thought Vejmelka was very solid, made the saves he needed to make, and that's all you ask for out of your goaltending. And I don't know if they're going to continue to go back and forth, and if we see Ingram next when they face off against LA on Monday, but we'll see.
Nikita Kucherov would have been 7-1 if you had more Russians on the team. Hey, Nikita, they're in the pipeline. They're in the pipeline.
Nikita Kucherov's got a game tonight, but he jumps in. I like it. Watching the show before the game in Tampa. Appreciate it. Okay,
sorry, Craig. I know you're hanging in the green room, but since you don't have a bus to catch, I'm going to make you wait 2 more minutes because I'm going to tell everybody about a brand new sponsor that we have.
Who?
You know about this?
I probably don't.
Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
Get out of here.
I don't know about you, but I feel good about this partnership. If you know, you know. God. New partner alert. We're so excited to partner with Gila River Resorts and Casinos, Arizona's biggest and best resorts and casinos. And we have a $1 million Big Red Showdown at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, Wild Horse Pass, Lone Butte, Vicuiva, and Santan Mountain. You can sign up for Gila River Resorts and Casinos Big Red Showdown. Stay in the game and get rewards. It's that easy. Visit GilaMillion-Showdown.com to get in on the action. And for more information on Gila River Resorts and Casinos and all they have to offer, head to play at Gila.com. So super excited about that partnership, and always super excited about our partnership with our friends over at Arizona's Family. We talked about just the revolution of the Coyotes being over the air and all of that. And the Phoenix Suns are also over the air over at Arizona's Family, which is really cool. You can catch them on Channel 44 with your antenna. And if you have cable, you can just watch wherever you get Arizona's Family on your cable service. Channel 3 normally, you can watch it there. 70-plus Suns games right there on AZ Family Sports, which is really, really cool. So we're excited to partner with them. Wherever you live in Arizona, visit azfamily.com and click Suns games for listing information for your area. Great resource to help you find your Phoenix Suns games on Arizona Family Sports.
Yeah, say hi to Gina Maravilla, Scotty Passmore, and April Warnicki for me. They're my morning friends. They don't know it, but I do.
You did tell Mark McLean.
I did tell Mark McLean. I have my morning coffee with the the Morning Family. Sorry, I get my TVs mixed up. My Arizona Family. Good morning, Arizona crew, every day.
All right. Sorry, we've been keeping Craig waiting long enough. So without further ado, let's bring in Craig from the Mullet. Craig, what's up?
How you guys doing? You didn't keep me waiting as much as you kept Mac waiting, because Mac is going to go get me dinner, but she wanted to get photos of me on the air. So, like, tip of the hat right now to Michaela Perkins for actually hanging out and getting me dinner tonight, because both of us are hanging for the second half.
My
NHL,
goodness.
NCAA doubleheader.
Can we move that game time up? Can they start it at 5?
Yeah, what the heck?
Is there anything we can do, Craig? Can we help you out?
I would love to see that. But it's not happening.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Craig, the Mullett Magic continues on in a 2-1 win. We've talked a lot about the positives, so we'll get your take, and then we'll dive into some more of the details and maybe some of the areas for improvement.
I like this game for the Coyotes in this sense. This was their 4th game in 6 nights. They came off a really tough road trip. They got a physical test. They lost 2 forwards. They went out there for the third period down 2 forwards, but they responded. They gutted this one out. They got this win. I felt like, and I know it's stupid to be talking about games that you need to win this early in the season, and Andre Tourigny was chirping me the other day for even bringing it up. But when you come off a road trip, you get this game, then you got to go back on the road. This is a team you should beat, right? If you want to take that next step forward. I thought they responded. I thought they played well. They matched them physically. He talked about how the Ducks attack. They're relentless on the forecheck, and it will wear you down. Well, they weathered it, and as you guys were just mentioning, Karel Vejmelka was such a key piece to this win. Yet again, the goaltending shines for the Coyotes.
Yeah, they got through that second period. They got outshot 17-10 in the second period alone, and I thought that's where the turning point of this game really could have happened if Karel Vejmelka doesn't play as well as he did. But Craig, you and I were sitting, those press seats are really close to the ice, so we get to watch from the player's perspective pretty close. And one of the things that Craig and I were concerned about early was a team the Coyotes team not getting a lot of shots on net. And you look at the scoreboard, they're being outshot, and you go, good grief, they're in a good position to shoot, and they're not shooting the puck enough. And it's I don't want to get in the point where we're yelling at the Mullet again to shoot, but I felt there were opportunities today that they got to get the puck at the net, especially when they're tired and they're playing 4 and 6.
Yeah, that's fair. And that's the thing, right? They're playing 4 and 6. I think this team was a little emotionally tired as much as anything. They talked about it in the dressing room after. Liam O'Brien mentioned it, but as he said, that's the NHL schedule, and they probably had a worse schedule last year. They absolutely had a worse schedule. We know they did last year. So, again, just find a way to get the win, right, and move on. This team is 3-2. This is a good start as they head to back-to-back games with LA home and home.
Craig, we also saw a lot of physicality in this game, a few fights, a few big, huge hits as well. Did Andre have anything to say about the physicality specifically?
Yeah, and again, just matching it, right? They knew they were going to get a test. These teams don't like each other, guys. We know this. I mean, that was apparent. There were 3 straight preseason games to fuel this, but as we know, this goes back even deeper. These teams have a history. I'm not sure Troy Stetcher's a big fan of this particular team.
Yeah.
There a few guys in particular, Tyson Nash probably not either. But they have a history. So you expected this sort of battle between them when they've been playing so many times in recent days.
Yeah, especially for the Coyotes playing the Ducks a lot in the preseason as well. Craig, one of the side effects of the physicality is we had a few injuries. I know that we already mentioned that both players who left and did not return. Were there any further updates on Carconi or Zucker?
Unfortunately, not at this point. Andre did not have any further information. I even asked him if there was a sort of a level of concern and he didn't even know that at this point. So they're going to be off tomorrow. I'm not sure we'll hear anything until Monday on the day that they leave for LA.
Okay, well, hopefully it's nothing too serious, because I think both those players in Carcone last game, like, you really started to see his game, you know, especially moving up to that third line. You kind of saw him start to find his pace. And, you know, at the start of the show, we talked a lot about what Zucker's been bringing to this team. So hopefully it's not serious for either of them, because I think they're both, at this point, have significant roles on this team, especially Zucker. Do you want french fries?
Yeah, Carcone, it looked like it happened on that Radko Gudas hit right at the end of the period. And I'm not sure if it's shoulder, if he's got a concussion. There are a lot of possibilities. I hate to speculate on that. I don't even know what happened with Jason Zucker. Obviously, there was that altercation. He went to the penalty box and then he left and didn't come back. So we're just going to have to wait and see. You hope that you don't lose either of those guys. But again, that's the NHL season as well, right? At least the schedule is a little bit spaced out next week.
And we're not doctors, and we're not playing them on TV, but Leah and I, when we got back to the studio, we got to watch that altercation with Zucker several times, and there was just nothing outwardly apparent from the TV replays and views that we said, oh, something happened there. We just didn't see it. As a matter of fact, when he went to the penalty box to serve the penalty, he was very animated.
He was laughing.
And it was fine, and then all of a sudden something during that altercation following that big hit that he had. Craig, one of the things we've talked about a lot from the time he got drafted right up until today is Logan Cooley. Did you get a chance and have any thoughts on Logan Cooley's game today?
I see flashes, Petey. I see flashes. We didn't talk about Logan Cooley in the postgame. I didn't think he was really the story today. You see plays like he made where he was battling the entire way when he was on that one rush, and multiple times he got the puck knocked off his stick, but he still was able to corral it and make a play in front of the net. So he creates a scoring opportunity there simply with his speed and his skill, but it just feels like it's still, I don't know, it feels like it's uneven, Petey. We talked about this a little bit on the road trip. Some of the plays that he makes in the neutral zone with the puck, he's probably got to learn to manage the puck a little better in some of those areas. But, you know, as Andre said, look, I like his compete level on every night. It's not like effort or focus or any of those things are an issue. He's just a really young kid playing in the NHL right now, and it's a big step up from the NCAA.
Yeah, and your decision-making changes, too, from when you play in the NCAA to the NHL. And I watched him a little closer today. It's the first time I've got to see him live in a real NHL game. And there were times, I never question his compete. I agree with you there. The kid competes, and he wants to win, and he works extremely hard. Sometimes, though, you could just see his motor runs, and he makes decisions different than he will when he becomes more experienced. I think that's the best way to put it.
It's the game just moves so much faster than he's used to. But even so, I feel like he's still, like, just by the way he skates, you're like, this kid has
there's no
something.
question.
It's crazy to see.
There's no question that's in him. I think the coaches are going to look at this and they're going to be hypercritical. And Bear's going to be hypercritical because he needs to make this player into what we all know he can be. So when you see these little mistakes about, gosh, he just went to the front of the net, he should have gone to the corner and helped dig the puck out. Like those little things and those reads, I think will come with more experience. The kid's going to break out.
Do you think that there's a little bit of a monkey on his back that he hasn't gotten his first goal?
Yep.
Whether he admits it or not?
I think that will help release some of that tension and pressure and get that weighted off his shoulders for sure. Connor Bedard had it. He got that wraparound goal when he's playing against Boston. I think Cooley needs to get that, and I think that will help open up his game a little bit more. And, you know, I was really hoping it would be tonight.
I know. I wanted it.
But we can wait.
Yeah, you guys were laying predictions on this, but
I know.
Yeah, I agree. Especially for a kid that, you know, is just coming into the league, that will help relax him a little bit. But on the flip side of it, I feel like Lawson Krause needs to get that first goal.
I was about to bring that up.
Right now. Yeah.
It feels like Cooley and Krause and Hayton just can't buy one right now. And they've been in all the right places. I feel like Krause had a few good opportunities today, and he just can't get one. And speaking of monkey on your back, like he must be feeling it for sure because, yeah, it's been I guess a bit of a dry start for him.
Yeah, and he's his own worst critic. That's just how he approaches things. So I'm sure he's thinking about a little bit frustrated right now. You mentioned Barrett Hayton, though, and I'm glad you brought that up because there's another guy who's getting a bunch of chances just by the product of where he's playing and who he's playing with. The play where Clayton Keller walked through 4 Ducks and then sent that backhand pass under a stick right onto Barrett Hayton's tape. wow, what a play. Like, you want to see Barrett Hayton finish that. He didn't. It's too bad because that's the kind of thing that can get you going. But Clayton Keller was dealing at times tonight. He is just, he's fun to watch. He's got some crazy skill to him at times in this game.
You look at it's a tale of two sides of the, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you're
Keller
trying to
and Schmaltz are on fire, 6 points in 5 games, and then you bring up Krause and Hayton have 0 points in 5 games combined. And I think those are players that this team has traditionally a difficulty in scoring and providing offense. They need secondary offense. We know that the top two, Schmaltz and Keller, are going to drive the bus right now, but this team is going to, if they're going to continue to have success and put up wins, they're going to need Bukestad. They're going to need Krause. They're going to need Hayton. Like, these guys are going to have to start to provide some of that offense. That's the only thing scaring me right now. It's so top heavy. And throw Dursey in there. The three of those guys are by far carrying this offense right now, and they're going to be relevant as the season goes on. They're going to need secondary scoring. Having said that, Schmaltz and Keller right now, the pace they're on, man, they're a threat to score anytime they're on the ice. Schmaltz right now, and I'm hard on Nick Schmaltz. I really am, and his consistency and his ability to defend. He's got a little spark underneath him right now, and his ability to retrieve pucks from opponents and lift sticks and get the puck going back the other way and starting transition has allowed him to be the offensive player he's become already this year. So if he can continue this tandem on this team of Schmaltz and Keller is really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, I completely agree on Nick Schmaltz, and I want to, you've brought this up many times, Petey, consistency. So you want to see him do it for a length of time before you get excited about maybe him taking yet that final step, maybe to becoming an elite player in the league. But I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. That's a story I want to dig into a little bit more. And then just going back to the goaltending for the last thing that I wanted to talk about, I wanted to go back to this idea of rotating goalies. I asked it again of Andre, and he said, I think you see that on really good teams. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you don't. You don't see goalies alternating games, but I think they're going to keep doing this because why the hell wouldn't you with the way these two guys have been playing in this situation? And by the way, Connor Ingram set me up, and I had a feeling it was a setup, so I asked off camera. I didn't ask on camera. I knew he was setting him up. He's like, you got to ask Karel about his new cat. Karel does not have a cat.
He's such a jokester. That's so funny. That's good.
Elite.
That's good.
But Craig, as a former goaltender, I'm going to ask you this. How do you think that relationship between those two players, Ingram and Vejmelka, is either making this easier to alternate or more difficult? And I say that only in most teams, even the good teams, I'm the guy. I'm playing tomorrow. I'm the guy, and I need a rest, so the backup's going to play. I'm just wondering how long the every other day thing, if it is going to work, great. But there's egos when it gets to goaltenders, just like you. You've got a huge ego, and you want to play.
Buddy, I would never have wanted to give the net up to you, buddy.
Exactly.
Can you imagine you two on a tandem? Holy.
Yeah. Craig and I'd be fighting the other way. I want to be on the bench today.
My knees.
So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out. Eventually, I would expect somebody to get hot, and it's not going to be as big a deal because they'll ride someone for a while. But right now, they're both red hot. And you always hear, they're really good friends. They have a great, like, when have you ever heard, these two guys hate each other. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but I can tell you that while we were doing the post-game interview, like right in my line of vision is Connor Ingram watching us interview Karel Vejmelka, and he's looking right at me, smiling, saying, "Ask about the cat." Ask about the cat. And Karel's just laughing. So it does seem like they have at least a friendly relationship.
And I think you're right,
awesome.
Craig. I think during this 82-game season, when ebbs and flows so much, whether it's injuries or tiredness or some guy's going to get hot, like you said, I don't know if you're going to see every other game or you're going to see, Karel just got a shutout. They're going to go with Karel again. Oh, he was hot again, and you go Karel 3, but then he gets tired, and then Ingram can go 3. I think my guess is, as this season wears on and becomes so difficult, then I think you're not going to see the every other game, as opposed to you're going to still see them even, but just playing more games in a row. Just my guess.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to write about these guys soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Don't forget the cat.
Yeah, don't forget. Gotta ask. Craig, we'll let you go so you can have like a minute of downtime before and yet another game at Mullet Arena. And I guess we should just acknowledge how cool this is to see an NCAA, NHL back-to-back in the same building. I like those days for me in Tucson, ACHA in the afternoon and then AHL in the evening. This is crazy. Coyotes in the day, which is what we always dreamt of.
Yeah.
Daytime Coyotes games because of ASU. I mean, for the three of us, this is like our ideal game time. But really, really cool and really special that we have this here in the Valley.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Sun Devils. They are 3-0 right now, and they've beaten good opponents. These are not elite opponents. They're going to get those. Denver's coming soon. But they're playing really well right now. They're doing it with defense. TJ Sentefelder's been terrific. So it's interesting. You lose Josh Doan and you lose Robert Mastrosimone, and you wonder, is this team going to struggle a little bit? Well, not so far. They're off to a really good start. And if they can sweep Northern Michigan tonight, they're going to be a team really worth watching because they have a lot of home games and they have a really good opportunity to maybe make an NCAA tournament berth right as they go into the NCHC.
Awesome. Well, we're going to talk more about ASU on Monday's show. Craig, go enjoy your dinner. I heard at one point Michaela asking you if you wanted fries
I know,
off
I heard that
camera.
too.
I think she thought she was being quiet, but we could hear her.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I heard that
Yeah.
too. You want fries?
I told her to text me, so.
Craig, I have one more
Yeah,
question,
exactly.
Craig. Are you going to stay in the suit for the ASU game, or is there a change of clothes?
TBD, buddy. TBD. I do have
That's
an
a-
option for a change of clothes.
So Craig's, I think this is his third or fourth outfit of the day already.
I mean, I've changed multiple times.
He brought like a
today.
suitcase, like a suitcase I would travel with to
Hey,
the
guys.
airport, like a big one.
Hey,
That's what he
I'm
brought
gonna have
to the game.
interrupt you here because my pedicurist is here, okay?
Yeah, gotta get that done before the ASU game, Craig.
That's right.
Well, enjoy the game. We'll be following your Twitter tonight to see what goes on in that game, and keep us posted. And we'll see you Monday.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday.
See you Monday.
Bye, Craig. Well, it's nice to get Craig for more than 3 minutes.
Yeah, I watched. That was more than he was in the first 4 games combined.
Yeah, seriously.
Sterling's right though. That one thing about the goaltender tandem, Sterling brought up the Boston Bruins last year with Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman, and their relationship, I think, really helped propel that team to the top record in hockey. Is they did get along, and I do think, and I'm not in the room, but I do feel that with these two guys as well. So hopefully they help carry this team because they're going to need really solid goaltending because you don't play the Anaheim Ducks every day.
Yeah. And the cat story is a good story.
Fantastic.
Really
I didn't
fun.
know Joel had a cat, and then I look at Joel's, what do you call that again?
Avatar?
Yeah, the avatar is a cat. I never really paid that
I
much
never
attention.
looked at it close enough to
Yeah, it's a
understand
cat.
what it was. That's
Joel and
so
a cat.
funny.
Joel didn't get to go to the game today.
No, but we did see Christina and,
And
Delilah.
Delilah.
So,
Delilah. Yep.
well, Petey, this might be the first post-game show since the season started that we're not drinking Four Peaks.
Yes,
but
that's true.
it doesn't mean that we can't drink Four Peaks later today. We still have the D-backs game to watch, so I know the Four Peaks will be flowing. The Four
Yes.
Peaks were flowing today at Illegal Pete's, which we will talk about in a little bit. But grab yourself a Four Peaks. It's a great day. It's a great sports day in the Valley. Nothing goes with it quite like a Four Peaks. A wow. I had pumpkin porter the other night on the show.
I know, I saw that live.
Oh, so good.
Yep.
And if you haven't been to the A Street Pub, their October events are the best. Like, there's truly no better time to be at the A Street Pub than October. So you can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events, Stein Holding, Oktoberfest, and Haunted Brewery Tours. They're all right around the corner. You can check out at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. And you must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks. And please drink responsibly. It's really too bad JD isn't here for this next read because I know he would be on top of it. It's Shady Rays.
I think, did he leave
JD's
us
Rays
for San Jose, or did he leave us to be the Shady Rays national spokesperson?
I don't know.
Because he
I don't know.
could be.
He really
He
could
nailed
be.
it.
I saw someone in the Discord
Leaned
because
into it, yep.
when there was a power play, like there wasn't a power play sponsor that they announced.
Oh, yeah.
And someone said like it should be JD's Shady Rays power play.
Love it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Shady Rays should sponsor the power play. We met Alltex today.
Alltex is
finally
at the airport already. Flew in this morning.
That's freaking commitment, by the way.
Buddy. I have
But
a picture of him. I'll tweet it later.
yeah. But if you haven't checked out Shady Rays, exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. PD, we have some video from postgame.
We do?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Because Michaela's there.
Oh,
that's what happens.
Thanks, Mac.
And so we talked about Mullet, the Magic being back. It's kind of the theme, the vibe of the show. And I think we have a video of Liam O'Brien talking about being happy to be back on home ice. So let's hear from Liam O'Brien on the Mullet.
It's so much fun at the Mullet. I think the boys love it. So, it was a blast just being in front of our fans and getting them going. And you could tell they're all riled up, and you can hear them. They're on top of you, and it's awesome. It's fun, ton of fun.
I feel like Liam O'Brien was getting the crowd going right after that fight. Like when he was going to the penalty box, you can tell he was trying to, get the crowd involved. And I felt like the crowd was involved. And it was a tight turnaround for them coming back late Thursday night, having a matinee today. But I think it being the home opener, like JD talked about it, you have more juice when it's the home opener.
Yeah. And I think one of the things, too, when you go to the Mullet, and I know it's on the college campus, but you do still, and I know it's small, and so people don't have to remind me because I've seen it. But you get those chants, like at a college game, like when the goalie gets scored on, and you don't get that in an NHL hockey game. Hey, goalie, it's all your fault. That's great. You don't get those things. You don't get the chants going. You don't get the crowd into it like you do. And that smaller venue, it's still, I know it's a different vibe for the ASU games, and Craig's going to talk about that on Monday, but the crowd's into it. You don't have a choice but to be into it because you're so on top of the action. There's an absolute vibe in the Mullet, period. And nobody's going to tell me different. What do you say, or I'll fight you? You have to fight me or something?
Sure.
I don't remember. That's a thing. It's a meme or something you kids talk about today.
Kids these days. Yep. We just talked about the tough turnaround. And actually Liam O'Brien talked about that as well. It's like he's reading our show, our talking points, and speaking directly to them. So let's hear from O'Brien on the turnaround.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround, but that's just the NHL schedule. Just the way it is. I think our schedule last year was worse.
I think our schedule last year was worth just the way it is. That's Coyotes hockey.
Well, the good news is today is Saturday, and I would assume that tomorrow's the day off.
Well, yeah, Craig said tomorrow.
Oh, he did?
Off. Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention?
No.
Okay. That's
you
not the first time.
Yeah, I do. You just your eyes
Craig's
glaze over
talking. I
when
just
Craig's
stopped.
talking.
So that means, and then Monday they get on a plane. So they'll skate Monday morning and get on a plane. We won't, but Craig will.
But the good news about next week is like
2 games.
They only have literally only 2 games. Like last week was brutal.
Terrible.
They played Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Next week they play Tuesday, Friday. That's it. And it's just home and home with LA, which isn't even a long flight. So kind of get to catch their breath, maybe ice some injuries. And
I think it's important. And that LA King team's a really good team, and some have them as one of the top teams in the Pacific Division this season. You play them twice in a week. I think you're going to get some bad blood by the time they get back to the Mullet on Friday. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I want to see how they play against a better team. And we saw them play against some of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Now they have to play somebody that's a little bit better in the Western Conference in the LA Kings. And I know this is one of their rivals, and I think these next 2 games are important for this team to show where they fit. Anaheim's going to struggle. They're going to have a really tough season. But LA is, where do we fit? Where do we fit in some of the better teams in the league? So I'm excited to see that over the next few days, and then I can't wait for the following Monday.
Oh, Bedard at the Mullet. We'll talk about that a lot next week. Spencer, I think, put it eloquently. 47,000 games on the road to start last season.
Yes,
it was insane.
That was true.
Spencer, I think it was about 47,000.
I felt like it.
Yeah. So,
yes.
We'll listen to one more video. This one is Karel Vejmelka. We talked about how good he was tonight. And he spoke about the physicality of the game today and how the D-men really had to battle to help protect the crease. Here's Edgy.
Not really. I just focused for another shot and just stay positive. So I just watch it. What's going on around me? So obviously it was a big battle for my especially D-men, but we did a really good job around the net and we protect the crease very well.
It's all good. Oh, we just got distracted because there's a baby.
Baby in the studio.
Hi, Hadley. This is Hadley's second time on Coyotes, by the way.
Yep.
She was like a tiny baby last time.
Concerned by you, Pete.
I know I have that effect on children, but she's got her Diamondback shirt on.
Oh my gosh.
She's all ready.
D-back's cutie.
And she is, and she's ready for the ball game.
She's going to be the good luck charm.
Are you guys all going to the game?
Are you kidding me?
They're going to the game.
Yeah, they're going to the game.
You're so lucky because we're going to be sitting here. No, we love it here. Don't get that Saul Espo. We love it here. Look at the Diamondback cutie.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
Yeah.
That's the good vibes.
Good
Hadley
vibes.
brought the good vibes.
That's what we needed.
Good win.
Thank you. We're
Good
setting
luck.
the tone for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, setting the
good
tone
idea.
for the day. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord! All right. Well, now I'm so thrown off, but that's okay.
I know, but that Vejmelka, I tell you what, and he's a calm, cool cucumber. As funny as Ingram is and outgoing, I don't get that vibe from Veggie. Veggie's very, very stoic.
Very stoic. Yeah. But
it's good. Good
you
tandem.
know, Connor Ingram is funny, but he's still like cool and calm.
Buddy, on the ice he is. Yeah. Oh boy,
it's cool.
And he's probably going to play LA on Tuesday, right?
Yeah. At this rate, well, how they're
I would
doing.
think.
Flip-flop.
I mean, I've been guessing right so far this year, so maybe.
Yeah. Kyle says hello from Toronto. Great
outta
win
here.
today, my hometown. Hello, Kyle. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Well, we can take a look at the upcoming schedule since we've been talking about the games against LA. 7:30 start, our first of the season. We've been spoiled by these 4 and 5 o'clock starts and the 1 o'clock start.
Can I do that one from bed?
Sure.
What if I did? I mean, just
that would be hilarious.
Because I swear, like, what's that to me? 10:30 at night, buddy.
Yeah.
I was
Brutal.
sleepy.
PHNX after dark, and then next Friday home against the Kings at 7. You know, a normal start, but right back in it. That's those West Coast games. But you know, the PHLY guys, like when Philly goes east, the games start at 11.
Yeah, I won't complain.
Brutal.
But I will complain. I'll complain about everything I can possibly complain about. If you know, you know. Sorry.
That is
That's
true.
just funny. But I think, Leah, this was a great first game at the Mullet to start the season, even though they had played 4 games in 6 nights and they're tired and they flew from the East Coast, all of those things, and you played a rival in the Anaheim Ducks. I think the win, the 2 points, was the most important. I think this team will be better. I didn't get that you know, we've sat in the Mullet before and you get that, wow, the Coyotes are all over them and the Coyotes are buzzing and they're skating. I didn't get that sense today, and I think that will come as they get more into the season and get their legs.
But I will say that did not feel like a 2-1 game. Like sometimes you're watching, and I mean it was 1-0 for most of the game. Like sometimes you're watching a 1-0 game, like the game on Tuesday, where you're like, please, someone do something like this. I'm so bored. I never felt that, and I don't know if it's because I was there, so I was in the atmosphere. But I just felt like there was a lot of physicality, a lot of chances both ways, and it made it an entertaining game.
Yeah, and I think that they're going to have to be able to play a bunch of different styles this season. There are so many teams, and we saw it against the Island where it is a more physical game. Today, I thought was a more physical game. LA is going to be a physical game. You're going to have to play like that, and then you're going to have to turn around and play the Oilers, and you're going to have to play quick, and you're going to have to get up and down the ice fast. So I think that this team is built that they can play both ways, and I like the team toughness of the Arizona Coyotes right now. And I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. I'm concerned about their defending as a team defending unit, but their goalies have bailed them out.
Yeah. And
the defense, I tell you what, they've got a little bit of bite to them. And this was without Brown in the lineup again tonight. Dumba carried a little bit of that. So we'll see. I thought Dermott was good tonight again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's becoming a stalwart in the back end there. So maybe they're going to prove me wrong and the back end's going to be a little better.
Blatantly, as I said, need more goals. Not enough fans shouting, shoot!
Oh, it's coming. Blatantly.
Which, by the way, like we were almost shouting.
I was
it in
taking
the press
notes.
box.
I was like, shoot.
You were like writing it down.
Yeah, like shoot the puck. It drives me insane. but importantly, when they get in the locker room, coaches are going to dissect this one because they have time. They don't play till Tuesday. But for the team, this is a big win. And I you know why it's a big win, Leah? Guess who's in a playoff spot right now?
Shut up.
Swear to God.
Where?
Just you didn't see the standings?
Well, where are they? I know, but where are they?
Where did it go?
You lost the standings.
I had the standings up, and then this computer thing's just hard.
They are.
So with the win, they jumped up. That's
He's in the East. Hold on. Hold please.
They are second placed
in the Central.
Central place in the Central. They're 2 points behind the Colorado Avalanche, and they're 1 point ahead of the Dallas Stars in the Central Division, and they are in the top bracket, top 3 in the Central. And the next, the Minnesota Wild has 4, and they're ahead of Nashville and Minnesota and Chicago, all with 4 points. So as of today,
we knew this would happen.
October 21st, the Arizona Coyotes are in a playoff spot. Everybody mark it.
Go bet them to make the playoffs right now on DraftKings. Just kidding. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, 5 games in. They got a ways to go.
There's plenty of things, though, you can bet on DraftKings, such as, I don't know, the D-backs game that starts in 27 minutes. So get your bets in right now over at DraftKings. You can also bet on the NFL tomorrow. You can bet on the NHL or whatever it is you want. There's something for you to bet on DraftKings. So get in on game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code PHNX. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. That's code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. I do have a DraftKings pick of the week. And I'm going to do Ketel Marte over to score a home run, plus 450. Ketel Marte over half, so a home run, plus 450 right now on DraftKings. If you're listening to this later, sorry, the game's coming up so soon. But Ketel Marte has been, I think, one of the best players for the D-backs. So, did a homer in this big game. Why not? That's my DraftKings pick of the week. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Woo! We had a day today. Can
I say something to Keel really first?
Yeah.
Keil. I think it's Keel.
Okay.
He had a comment. He or she talking about how there were stretches in the game that Anaheim dominated the puck play. Remember that one shift in the second period where we sat and go, oh my gosh, they're so tired?
Yes.
And it was Zegras was out on the ice and they just tossed it around and around and around and around. It is going to be a concern. If they can't get the puck out of the zone and they're doing that against the Colorado Avalanche or they're doing that against the Dallas Stars, they're going to be in trouble. So Keel's right. They've got to figure out a way to get the puck out of the zone so they don't get tired defending and they still have enough legs and juice so they can go the other way. By the way, Keel was a great band in the 80s. One of the hair bands in the 80s for Leah. Keel.
All right. Thank you. We had a very eventful day today.
It's a day.
It was an incredible day.
Good day.
And it started this morning at the Out of the Darkness walk at Salt River Fields. And we had Team PHNX make a showing. We had a bunch of PHNX staff. We had a bunch of PHNX diehards show up. And of course, Kelly, who, if you're watching on YouTube, is on the far right there, co-chaired this event, it was a really beautiful, powerful event. I think all of us felt extremely blown away to see how many people showed up. It's sad to see how many people are unfortunately affected by suicide, but also at the same time heartwarming to see how many people came together for the cause. And I'm super proud of our team because we ended up raising $1,224 for suicide prevention programs, which is really, really cool. Yeah. And Kelly, thank you. She had commented earlier, mad props to Craig, Leah, and Petey for the long day they had today. They're at the walk this morning, then Illegal Pizza and the Yotes games, and now Craig at the ASU game. Absolute best ever. Kelly, you're the best ever. Thank you for getting us involved in this event, and it's just so great and so important to give back to the community. So we sincerely appreciate you for being involved in something so important and so close to you and to me. So
it was very powerful because once you get there and see how many people are affected by this, it was overwhelming at times. So thanks, Kelly, for getting us to help participate. And a big shout out, Kelly, to Molly. Because Molly was
what you didn't want.
I know. Molly was manning one of the volunteer stations, Kelly's daughter. And Molly, at 19, she had to get up at 4:30 in the morning. You're grumpy. But buddy, when you're 19, who wants to get up at 4:30 in the morning? Grumpy. So a big shout out to Molly for all her help today.
And as Kelly said, you can still get your donations in till the 31st, which the link to donate to our team is in our YouTube description and our audio description right now. So if you're able or willing to donate or share the link with those who you think might be willing to donate, that would be wonderful because the more money we can raise, then hopefully there's, we don't have to have events for this and we can, eradicate suicide altogether. That's the ultimate goal. I know it sounds lofty, but I
gotta give Caleb not only threw an 80s rock band reference but a dad joke and twisted them all into one. I'm gonna read it out loud because if you know if he teaches her, because there was a comment earlier that blatantly said I need to teach more 80s rock band, and Caleb said if he teaches her rat references they are just going to be going round and round, and that absolutely means nothing to you.
No,
but if you followed Stephen Piercy and rat, you'll know exactly what round and round means.
Okay.
Moving on
to our next event of the day. This one was at Illegal Pete's. And
this was all today?
This was all today. I know.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we had an unbelievable turnout at Illegal Pete's for our third ever home opener pregame meetup. And I just have to say, we had a pregame meetup before our first ever home opener in October of 2021, 1 month after we launched PHNX. And I think maybe 6 people showed up. Dale was there. Lou was there.
Lou,
like, there's people that we still see to this day. But to see the number of people who were there today, so many people who had never been to one of our events before came for the first time. And it was Illegal Pete's on us. So that was a really cool event. If you're a diehard, the first 20 people got Illegal Pete's and drinks at the bar.
Yep. It's true story.
Us. So that's,
And Leah ran into a couple of season ticket holders.
We met season ticket holders who didn't know who we were.
Who are you guys?
So if you're watching, thank you so much. And thanks for taking the photo, by the way.
Yeah. So that's what Leah said to her. She goes, "What are you guys doing here?" I'll tell you in a minute. Take our picture first.
Yeah.
But what? And this again, without me, I'm not going to tear up. I promise. What a community, though. And we sat there, and I. This is a true emotion. I was embarrassed the first time we did this. Leah goes, "We're doing a meetup in front of the arena 2 years ago, right now." And I'm like, "Why? Like, no one even knows who we are." And it was moderately embarrassing. Today it was like today we took over that. Like, it was so fun. There was table after table after table of people wearing all their Coyotes
and it was
gear.
Cool to see like so many Coyotes fans in one place in Tempe.
And that's why you want to have a community arena like that, where you're in a city where you're like, oh my gosh, there was a little bit of a buzz before the game.
Yeah,
it was so fun. Thanks to all the diehards. It was fantastic. Illegal Pete's was fire again. I will say this, Illegal Pete's, it was my fault.
It was your fault, so don't even say.
But
I'll say this.
It's a happy mistake. So I was ordering a bowl. It was extremely busy because the diehards were there. I ordered a bowl, and I said chips and queso, and I thought that was the order. And he said queso, but he was still making my bowl, and so the queso went in the bowl on top of my chicken, and which I hadn't done before. I will be doing again.
Yeah, I usually ask for queso on the side, but the queso on it.
Queso on it?
Yeah,
but didn't know. I did not know until now. I know it's like green eggs and ham. You don't know what you like until you do it. And you mix it with that white rice, that cheesy goodness of the. It was fire.
Oh, it's so good.
Fire.
Oh.
Speaking of fire, can I say one more thing? I'm going to say it anyway.
You can. This is the platform for you to speak.
So Saul, do we know Saul? Saul's our boss. He's the general manager.
Oh my God.
General manager of PHNX. Saul was at both of the early morning events, so bless him for participating. But Saul, I'm 55. Saul ordered shots at 11 in the morning.
And he made me and Petey take them.
He did, which of course, when your boss says you need a shot, you take the shot. What in the hell was that?
It was so good. Mexican candy shot.
So good.
It was Petey was dying. It was so spicy for him.
So the Mexican candy shot, if you haven't taken one,
it was really good.
The alcohol and the liquor, great. But they put Mexican spices along the rim of the cup.
Tahini.
Is that what that was?
That was tahini.
Was it tahini?
Yeah.
Well, so tahini. Petey was not anticipating Petey in my head, I'm thinking salt or sugar.
Third person.
I'm thinking salt or sugar at this point from the rim of the glass.
No.
And so when your mind's going tahini and salt and you throw in tahini, buddy, it did not hit right. It was like, whoa, a little bit of fire. Great shot, but it was a little bit of fire.
You could see us taking that shot on the PHNX Sports Instagram story.
And I will say this to my son Jackson, who's in his 20s. I was the only one that did this.
I did it.
You did?
You can see it in the video.
Okay,
I only did it after I saw you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to tap. Shane and Sean taught me that. You got it every shot.
Every shot you have to tap.
It. Saul didn't tap it.
I think it's bad luck if you don't tap it. And also, Saul, if you have the pleasure to see Saul on the weekend, he is drinking. And he will drink with you. He's a great time on the weekends.
Saul?
Yeah.
And not so much Monday through Friday. Sorry, Saul.
Wait. I didn't say that.
Delilah. Ole, 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 ole. Wait, that's a Canadian thing. Like you hear that in the Canadian games. But Delilah, we saw Delilah at many events today too.
Yeah, awesome.
Had her mullet on.
So again, just another reason to become a diehard. Join this community. Get access to our Discord. Get 20% off merchandise, like our brand new shirt.
Our brand new shirt.
Logan Cooley. Maybe if you wear it to a game, he'll score.
I've got it ordered.
Is it on the way?
No.
Oh. Well, order yours now because we have been told from the higher ups that this shirt is flying off the shelves.
So get it now before it's gone.
Get it now because your size might sell out.
Yes.
Grab it. It's awesome. The shirt is phenomenal. And it's Logan Cooley era. So Can't wait.
It's really cool. I'm sincere. Cool. I said it like, yeah, of course. I can't wait to wear it to the studio. I'm pretty excited. And I'm going to say this. People that we have a lot of PHNX shirts. We're both wearing PHNX shirts around. Part of the Die Hard. If you're a Die Hard, you get 20% off that. Yep. I will love them. I wear them every single day. Every single day, right?
Yeah.
Always. You know I'm going to have PHNX. I'm so excited that there's one that's not black.
Yeah.
Because do you know where we live?
Yeah.
Arizona.
It's a little toasty.
Little black shirts all the time. So gray shirt. I'm so excited to have a gray shirt.
Yeah.
So thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Appreciate you, buddy.
And speaking of events, we have one tomorrow. PHNX Cardinals away game watch party at BetMGM Sportsbook at State Farm Stadium. Hang with the crew. I think Buda Baker's back, so could be fun. Hang out.
Tyler's practicing again, so that's exciting.
Things are exciting in Cardinal land, so you can hang out with Bo and Johnny tomorrow at the BetMGM Sportsbook. There'll be ticket raffles, prize giveaways, and more. The link is in our show notes, and it's a completely free event. And if you've never been out to the sportsbook, it's great. So, well, we've gone on and on, Petey. We should get out of here before the D-backs game starts and everybody leaves to go watch that. Yeah. Any final thoughts before we get out?
This team after 5 games is 3-2. They're in a really good place heading to 2 important games against the LA Kings. I think this is going to be where the bar is set on where this team fits in the West. I think these 2 games against the LA Kings are extremely important. And I know it's really early, so they're not must wins, but it's the gauge of where this team is going to fit. So I'm excited to see what happens over the upcoming week when they only have 2 games in 5 days. I think this is a big win at home. And I think they need to continue to have that Mullett Magic where playing at home is a big deal for this team. They just need to improve their game on the road. If they can do that, the dreaded P word.
The playoffs.
I'm just saying that.
Playoffs.
I know it's early.
Shout out East Coast diehards, and don't worry, we didn't forget about the punch card. So let's take a look at it right now because the Coyotes are 3-2. When's the last time the Coyotes were 3-2 to start a season? Remember 2 seasons ago when they lost freaking 11 straight? I do.
I do too. That was the first year we did this, 11 straight, buddy.
Yeah, so this is a lot more fun. I'm having a lot more fun.
Yeah, I like it. Joel said, go D-backs. Can you imagine what this community is like?
Oh my God.
With the diehards we have for this hockey community, what it's going to be like when this team's in the playoffs. And it could be this year.
It could. I mean, nobody expected the D-backs to be here. Nobody.
Manifest it. I'm all about it. Manifest it. Can you imagine playoffs in the Mullet? Oh my God. Send it.
Send it.
Full send. I'm in. I can't wait.
Well,
LFG.
Everybody, we appreciate you for being here.
Do.
We really love and appreciate you all, whether we meet you in person or you're here in the chat or you're in our Discord or you're just lurking in both, because I met some of you today who aren't commenters. You just watch. We appreciate all of you sincerely. This has been a really fun start to the season, and it's just the start. So stay tuned. We'll be live after both games next week, and we have a new show time coming next week. We'll be at 11 a.m. on Monday.
Our regular show time.
Be there at 11, and then we'll let you know about our new show time on that show, and our schedule will always be pinned at the top of our Twitter, but you can follow us on Twitter. Speaking of, I will never call it X, I'm sorry.
I won't either.
At S. Peters Hockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Emma Ann Clark. Yeah. And you can follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everyone. Go D-backs, and we will see everybody on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.